Previously on Christmas Spirit. Hello, Richard. Christmas is near, never fear, but you shall get injured tomorrow. Because of your ignorance, you must visit your niece Florence, or you'll suffer from pain and sorrow. I know what I should do, triumphed a voice in Richard's head. I'll text Randy to ask what Florence likes. Crash! Trigger warning. This episode contains a description of knives. He woke up in a hospital, all dizzy and woozy. What had happened? You crashed into another car because you were texting, he remembered. Why had Richard done that? So stupid of himself. He told himself to stop, yet he didn't listen. Now he was in a hospital where the smells consisted of mothballs and adrenaline. Alright, just kidding. Unless adrenaline smelled like alcohol wipes, perspiration, and medicine. Richard made a mental note in his head. Don't text or go on your phone while driving, no matter how brilliant the idea. Or better yet, his mind whispered, don't drive at all. Shush, Richard accidentally muttered out loud. Someone apparently heard him, because a nurse came into a section of the hospital. Oh good, you're awake, stated the nurse hastily, peeking into the room to check up on Richard. The nurse withdrew their head as fast as they'd come. Wow, so nice of them to see if I'm okay, thought Richard sarcastically. I mean, not like I have any casualties or anything. Richard hoped that he didn't have any kind of cast on his body. He hated casts. He looked down at his arms, or at least he tried to. A burning hot knife seemingly stabbed him in the back of his neck. Richard inhaled sharply in pain. Could someone please tell me what happened during the surgery? Richard suddenly asked. He was fed up with all the waiting, and that hasty nurse didn't help either. As you can see here, Richard wasn't a very patient man. A few seconds later, a doctor appeared. She had a typical white doctor coat and a sharp pin attached to it along with a Vice ID card. Hello, I'm Dr. Michelle. Good news, you didn't need a surgery, but you have whiplash and a few cuts, she added. Still, Dr. Michelle went on, whiplash is normally treatable with ibuprofen, which comes in the form of Advil, Tylenol, etc. Do you have any questions or concerns? Richard hesitated for a moment. Dr. Michelle spoke quickly, making it hard to understand her. Yes, I do. What exactly is whiplash? Richard asked cautiously. He silently hoped Dr. Michelle wouldn't yell at him for not knowing what whiplash was. He mainly knew about head concussions and arm casts, nothing more. Whiplash happens most commonly in car accidents. The sudden movement of your neck jerking forward or backward can cause neck pain, headaches, or both, explained Dr. Michelle. So, can I leave by today? Is there anything that'll be injured for a long time, or will I be okay without a surgery? Richard blurted out loud. She looked up at the ceiling, thinking for a moment. Yes, maybe, and yes, responded Dr. Michelle. Maybe, thought Richard. How was he supposed to go visit Florence and them if he was injured? I'm going to prescribe you with some ibuprofen, which I mentioned earlier. Take one pill every other day, and only one pill. Then you must come back in 2 months so I can see how you're doing, okay? She pulled out a notepad and pen from her pocket and scribbled something on it. Then she ripped the piece of paper off the notepad and gave it to him. Give this to the prescription counter, okay? Also, if your neck is hurting, I suggest you treat it at home with a heat pack. Oh, and the prescription counter is to the left. She seemed like she was in a rush. Why exactly? Doctor. Well, here we have hasty lady number 2, Richard naturally assumed. Now I have to go perform a search, started Dr. Michelle. She was then interrupted by the rambunctious sound of what was it? The thingamabob that was almost like a phone, calling doctors to surgeries and whatnot. It's called a pager, Richard. She was interrupted by the thingy beeping rapidly in a very irritating way. The doctor looked down at her pager in alarm. I must go, started Dr. Michelle. She jogged out, leaving the whole room to Richard. Yep, he thought sarcastically. Totally hasty. As if helping others is selfish. Unless you're helping others just for your own selfish needs. But not in this case. 5 minutes later, Richard had given his slip of paper to the prescription counter in exchange for some ibuprofen. "Phew!" exclaimed Richard, clutching his new medication as he walked out of the hospital's automatic door. He was relieved to get away from one of his least favorite places. Well, that was a big delay. Richard checked his watch. December 15, 7 o'clock, it read. Richard sighed, his breath turning white like the breath of a dragon. I might as well just go home, he thought dejectedly. Well, that's the end of today's story. It was a little bit shorter than usual, I know, but the ending is gonna be coming soon. So, while you're at it, make sure to hoof the subscribe and like button, and smash that bell for notifications so when I upload the next part of the story, you get to see it right away. Well, see you then.